Ziavi, lagu Ziavi. Lagu Rojak. Lagu ni tajuk dia Kantoi. Kalau boleh nyanyi sekali ya.
Okey. Nyanyi.
Semalam I call you tak answer. You kata you keluar pergi dinner. You kata you keluar dengan kau. You said it wasn't true. Wait. So I told my kata zaman Sarah Tommy kata tapi bila I sampai you tak terima lagi. Jadi gila. Tadi tak dengar. My God wasn't silent. I was
What's the difference between this weekend and other weekends?
We've been doing this for the past 11 weeks. This is our 12th week. Yeah, I think this weekend is significant. This day is significant because the 15th of October have been chosen as a global day of action. Yeah, for real democracy. Yeah, under the slogan United for Global Change. So people all over the world, from Wall Street to in cities in Spain, Madrid, Barcelona, even in Tokyo, even in Singapore, yeah, people are taking the streets, occupying their squares, yeah, basically meeting with each other, one another, and to talk about and the possibility of being a part of this global movement for change.
Okay, so what's happening today or tonight?
Tonight we're going to stage our regular People's Assembly, the KL People's Assembly. Yeah, tonight we stage the assembly every Saturday night from 8 to 11 p.m. So tonight I'm expecting more people to turn up. Yeah, I think during the previous weeks we usually get around 20 to 30 people. The most that we get was 50, but I'm expecting more to come tonight. So it'll be interesting to see.
It's going to stretch up to next morning.
The assembly will be only 3 hours from 8 to 11, but we have workshops planned from midnight to 3, and then karaoke session after 3 a.m. So yeah.
I think it's very interesting. They're experimenting to find a new way to organize collective life. They deliberate. I haven't joined any of this. This is just from what they told me and what I've read about. They practice strict egalitarian principle in their decision making and so on. They're bringing down hierarchy. I think these are interesting things, but of course some people may have another question to ask and say, well, they can change themselves. To what extent they can actually change the world out there? Now, then would it require to be the group to be more instrumental? But when you choose to be more instrumental, you tend to develop structure and hierarchy, so that would go against it. But also the interesting thing you see. You perhaps need to see this in a larger group, that you find some of the people who are here who are also in Sayana Bangsa Malaysia, who are also in Undi Malaysia. Now these two groups are much more instrumental. They talk about purpose and so on, even though they are relatively quite egalitarian, but they do have a clearer structure, right? So what I would see is like you have a certain group of people, they decide what to do, and this is one of the things they do in the weekend to experiment the possibilities of a more equal way of democratic collective life, if you like.
And you think it's an experiment that's really going to take off here in Malaysia?
No, I think it will take off among themselves. to take off in Malaysia and say to challenge the system, you need to be more instrumental, and that's probably not what they have in mind. Yeah, not the style that they have in mind, because like if you're going to do this every week, then you become a gathering point for people who share similar interests, but it's probably not going to shake the country. I mean, the best proof of that is that the police don't even give face. They don't even come. I mean, they do send some SB here, but they don't even stop it, right? If they stop it, that means they take them seriously. So that's something you can look. That's what you can tell from how things are.
So can you tell us why are you here?
I'm here because I know that I'm part of the People's Assembly. The People's Assembly is open for any citizen in this country to be part of a decision-making body which is non-hierarchical, egalitarian, and a space where people can participate in public discussions about the matters that concern their lives.
Sounds a little bit anarchic.
I mean, perhaps because I think the standard understanding of anarchy is as lawlessness. I do not believe in that. Because a proper Greek understanding of anarchy just means that you believe that there should be no masters and no leaders. You know, democracy should not be from the top down. It should be from the people upwards. I mean, the very root word of democracy, demokratia, is the people's rule, right? So how do we actually see the people actually exercise their power? I mean, in our modern context, usually people are alienated from actually sharing in the power that they give legitimacy to the ruling governments. Yeah.
You think that how can we call this? Can we call this a movement?
I think it's still early days whether we can say it's a movement, but I would say there's an affinity group, a gathering of people with common sentiments who feel maybe there's something not quite right with the present system. But I think, yeah, it's still very small. It's a groundswell, but it's a very small number at the moment. Yeah.
You're basically in KL, right? I mean, are you going to expand to Penang, the whole?
We have been calling out that people, wherever they are, should just form their own assemblies. Whether you're actually, my hometown is Ipoh. I hope some people in Ipoh, but I'm living here now. But I would love to see some guys in Ipoh starting it in Dataran Ipoh or whatever public space that they choose to reclaim. Yeah, for the assembly.
It's great to see that there's so many young people being more and more conscious of their political responsibilities, and well, the future is for them, right? So,
yeah.
What's the message to other young folks?
Okay, basically, I think you can be a part of the political process in many ways, but I feel that what has been given to us usually is a vote in every 5 years, which I don't think is the true meaning of what citizenship is. Active citizenship is when you take part in deliberation, discussing, understanding the issues that affect your lives, and also determine what kind of solutions are best for the people at a local level. So I see this as something where, yeah, people should take an interest in their local issues and be part of the decision-making process of what affects their lives most.
Okay, Puan, what does this gathering mean to you?
It means that we're beginning to participate in politics beyond just voting every 5 years in a ballot box. I think democracy should be participatory. I think politics is ingrained in our everyday lives, from going up the bus, going to school. So I think these decisions should be made by the people. And there is just no avenue for people to really participate and deliberate, bring up problems, and I think this is the place. We're doing that here, we are gathering people to really talk about issues and hopefully find things that bring us together rather than divide us.
This is your 11th week, right?
Yeah, this is our 12 actually. Yeah.
But today is a bit special.
Yeah, because it's the 15th October, and there is like 920 over occupies around the world right now, happening simultaneously, and everyone is really asking for real democracy.
having a very relaxing time at Dataran Merdeka, you know, looking at what's going on and, you know, having a free evening, gathering with friends and acquaintances. And we just hope that, you know, we are able to do this in an exercise of freedom of association and assembly without being hindered or in any way, you know, disturbed by the authorities. That should be the way in any mature democracy. And since the PM has already said that that's the way we want to go, we hope that we can continue to be able to do this without being, you know, as I said, disturbed or interrupted by the authorities.
This is your first Saturday here?
This is my first Saturday.
Nice young crowd, isn't it, Andrew?
It's a nice crowd. There's some young people and some perhaps not so young people, but we're all young in spirit, and we're all, I think, excited about you know, wanting to promote democracy in our country. And this is a very you know, low level, very innocent, very unassuming way to do this. And you know, I mean, if you look around, especially today, we've got a cycling event going on as well. So there are kids in cycles, there are young adolescents in cycles, and we're out here. Okay, we don't have the bicycles, but we brought food. We're having a picnic. We're just gathering and just being ourselves, and, you know, celebrating life and you know, our way of life as Malaysians, as peace-loving, freedom-loving Malaysians. And I don't think we are a threat to anyone in particular. I see some of our boys in blue circling around a little bit, giving us the eye, looking at what's going on. But hopefully they have the common sense not to interfere. This looks like a very good turnout. I mean, you know, of course, the more the merrier. But, you know, I think as word spreads and more people come to know about this, I think you'll see more and more people coming. And it's, as I said, coming together to celebrate freedom, to celebrate openness, celebrate the right to just gather and to hang out and to be ourselves.
Tak ada kenaikan. Mana tadi aktiviti yang melibatkan kerukunan, imam makan minum apa sekalipun memang kita tak kenaikan. Sebab ini arahan dari atasan dan itu yang kita pegang. Cuma kalau kita arahkan untuk tutup, kan? Dah kita arahkan untuk bersurat, tidak ada tindak balas daripada pihak mereka semua, kita terpaksa minta bantuan polis lah. Kita minta bantuan polis. Itu saja yang kita dapat minta. Tapi kalau boleh dan kita harap pihak mereka ini tadi kalau boleh usrailah dengan segera. Itu saja. Okey.
So macam mana kalau diorang masih nak?
Kita terpaksa buat ambil tindakan. Mana kita akan minta polis dan polis terpaksa minta campur tangan lah dengan keadaan ini. Itu sajalah. Okey.
Dia masih berapa lama?
Kita sudah buat, sepatutnya masa dah habis. Kita dah bagi masa 5 minit. Tapi keadaan ni kita tengok tak ada perubahan kan. Kalau boleh lah kan, tolonglah. Itu saja.
Terima kasih.
Ni kalau engkan surat angkat tu kan?
Tuan Datuk. No comment.
Saya tak boleh komen.
No comment. Itu tak ada komen.